And what the linguists say is that the first phase of a new language that is being created is called a pidgin, where you have words from all of the languages mixed up, and you have a sort of elementary grammar. It's not a well-developed grammar, but you come and you point at something, I say sheep, and you say goat, dog, and what happens too is that the phonology, the pronunciation systems that we brought from Africa impacted how we pronounce the English words. So dog, or whatever regional dialect of English we brought, say dog, we might change it to dog. So one of the frequent differences you see between English and Jamaican is that the English O becomes a Jamaican A. And Professor Devilish likes to remind people that it's the same thing in America, where the O's of English becomes A, but because it's American, it is seen as high status, Anyhow, so you have the pidgin, and this pidgin is not the mother tongue of anybody, because people who come have their own language, plus this rudimentary language that they put together in order to communicate. Now, as time passes, that rudimentary language becomes the first language of the next generation. So the people who were born in the Caribbean who did not learn African languages learn this pidgin. This is what they speak. And then over time, the pidgin, evolves to become a language. This is my understanding of it. It is when it is a language can do whatever the speakers of the language want to do. So just like how English borrows words from Latin and Greek, in the same way speakers of Jamaican borrow words from English and build up the vocabulary of the language. So that is my lay person's understanding. If you talk to a linguist, you will get a much more sophisticated version. But,
based off the reasoning again, me have two things I want to mention. So first,
yes,
we want to track back to the reason earlier we talk about part one. When I went to Kenya, I realized that majority of Kenyans, Swahili is their official language along with English.
Yes.
But even though English is one of their official languages, majority of Kenyans don't like to speak English, so they prefer to speak in Swahili because they think that whenever they're speaking in English, it somewhat oppresses them. And then when it comes to learning the Jamaican language, now they see Jamaican language as an official thing, so they always ask me to teach them a new word. So in return now, I tell them, okay, teach me Swahili, I will teach you Jamaican, and they take it as something very serious and something very formal, which we don't.
I know. It's interesting, I for Reggae Day, International Reggae Day, we had a DJ on from India. Can't remember his name right now. And he said, in trying to build up his sound system, because he has a big sound system in New Delhi, and in trying to build up his sound system, he's reaching out to local people and trying to explain to them that this dance hall and the reggae, much of it is in Jamaican. And he's explaining to them that Jamaican is a broken English, which is his way now of trying to say it's no longer a colonial language. And that was the first time I saw broken English being used in this positive
context
way to signify a break,
on the mother tongue,
break with Englishness, so that the broken English was a sign of emancipation from English. I thought that was so brilliant. It's something now that I'm going to try to see how I can work it into my understanding of what, instead of getting vexed when people say that Jamaica is broken English, hug it up and say, yes, it's broken English. This is what we did to English. We broke up English in the way that, maybe a text is like maybe a textile artist, a weaver, breaks up the bits of fabric and creates something new. So broken English is now something positive. We mash up English and create something new. And one of the other problems, is that they don't know that English itself used to be a dissed language in England. People didn't take English seriously. The official language was French, because they were colonized in 1066 by the French. So English itself was seen as a low-class language. The language of instruction at university was Latin. And it was Chaucer, Geoffrey Chaucer, the poet, who started to write in English. And of course, people abuse Chaucer. Why is he writing in this low-class language, English? And over time, English gradually became accepted as a language of England. So, if once you understand how languages change and the politics of language, then you realize that the English that we are now holding up on this pedestal and to change metaphor, using as a big stick over people's head, that English used to, in its original form, used to be devalued. It was not seen as anything. It was only low-class people used to speak English. The elites used to speak Latin. And Latin is still the language of the church.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now reality, man.
Yeah, that control the whole state itself.
Thank you for watching I Never Knew TV. Please subscribe, comment, like, and